Hey guys, this is WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, and you're listening to WellsMania Podcast. Woo!
Welcome to WellsMania! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of WellsMania Podcast on YouTube. And if you haven't already, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button. I thank you. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at WellsMania. Like me on Facebook at WellsMania. And I even do it for the gram. That's right, you guessed it. At WellsMania. WellsMania episode 5, running wild right now. And this is a very special episode of WellsMania Podcast because this is the Good Brothers SummerSlam preview show. And joining me in studio right now are two of the Good Brothers, Marc Dykton and Kurt Gearlds Jr. What's up, Good Brothers?
Not much. Good to be back. Thank you for having me.
I missed this, guys.
I missed this too. It's been a long time, but we are back. There's only one Good Brother that we're missing, and that is Jared Giles. Jared's a little under the weather, so hopefully Jared gets to feeling better.
Now, brothers, some sad news to report.
Legendary icon Aretha Franklin passed away at the age of 76 years old. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, died of pancreatic cancer. And I don't know if a lot of you out there know this or not, but Miss Aretha Franklin was a part of WrestleMania 3. Take it away, Vince McMahon.
Here to sing America, the beautiful, the Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin!
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber wakes of grain, for purple mountain majesty.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Aretha Franklin, gone at the age of 76, but never will be forgotten. One more time, Aretha.
From sea to shining sea.
Aretha Franklin, America the Beautiful, WrestleMania 3 in front of 93,000 fans. And of course, the fans all around the world. Rest in peace to the legendary Aretha Franklin. Now, Good Brothers, Marc Dykton and Kurt Gearlds Jr., the sadness continues. Earlier this week, we lost WWE legend Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Anvil died at the age of 63 years old. And just hearing this theme music, man, right there, gives me chills. Thinking about my childhood, watching the Hart Foundation, the Anvil, and Bret the Hitman Hart It's always a sad day when we lose a legend. And I want to take this time to go around the Good Brothers panel. But before I do that, I just want to make it perfectly clear that Jim the Anvil Neidhart should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. That better change. The Anvil better be in the Hall of Fame next year. All right. Now, Kurt Gearlds Jr., do you know who Jim the Anvil Neidhart was?
Yes, I know that. I know who he was.
I just wanted to make sure because he definitely was before your time.
He was.
But you do have the WWE Network.
Yes, of course. I've seen him in action. I've seen his matches. He's in action. He's a legend. Should be in the Hall of Fame, as you pointed out. I mean, but what I'll remember him by is he gave us Natty. He gave us Natty Neidhart. So you guys are probably going to have better memories and go more in depth of, what your fondest thing is of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, but may he rest in peace.
Well said. Marc Dykton?
Yeah, again, I'm going to reference a match that was, I was only 4 years old at the time, so I didn't see it till later in life. But my fondest memory, obviously, was when he was with the Hart Foundation with Bret Hart. That was my fondest memory of him, and my favorite match of his was SummerSlam '89, the Hart Foundation against the Brainbusters, a.k.a. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. And it was a great match. It was a non-title tag match, but they tore the house down. And just a great match all around and all that. I remember hearing the news and, of course, on social media, stuff was flying by pretty quick. And the picture that I saw that really resonated with me was a picture of Bret Hart, British Bulldog, Owen, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Brian Pillman. And the only one that was in color was Bret Hart. And that was pretty depressing to see that all those guys are gone and there's only one left standing because those guys should still all be around. But, yeah, definitely really sad. But he left us with a lot of great memories and with Natalya, who I'm sure will carry on his legacy.
Absolutely. And I'm going to take it 1 year later because my favorite memory of Jim the Anvil Neidhart was at SummerSlam 1990 when he and Bret were the Hart Foundation and they teamed up to defeat Demolition. Although it wasn't Axe and Smash, it was Crush and Smash. Axe was off doing other things, so insert Crush, who was a part of Demolition. And it was a 2 out of 3 falls match, and the Hart Foundation obviously took 2 out of the 3 falls to become the new WWF Tag Team Champions. And like you said, that picture, I actually tweeted that out on my WellsMania Twitter. Yeah, it hits you, man. It just really hits you hard because we lose a lot of wrestlers way too soon. And the fact that Bret is the only member left from the Hart Foundation is really depressing. And R.I.P. to Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and we send strength and light out to Natalya and the entire family. Like you said, though, Natalya will carry on the legacy of her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Before we dive into our SummerSlam predictions, we are going to dive in to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. This, the official theme song, Blood Water by Grandson. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 this Saturday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And we're going to start out with the NXT Tag Team titles are on the line. The champions, the Undisputed Era, they're going up against a team called Mustache Mountain. This is true. Tyler Bate and Trent Seven are Mustache Mountain. Who do you guys like in this one?
We can tell you're a little behind on NXT.
Yeah, I don't watch NXT as often as I probably should. But who wants to start this one off?
I'll go. Once again, TakeOver is here, and it's not a bathroom break in sight on any of these matches because they're all pretty solid, I think. Undisputed Era against Mustache Mountain. They put on a clinic in the UK tournament special, and then they did it again on NXT, which is one of the best matches I've seen of the year. And I think they're going to do it again with Undisputed Era getting the victory. I just think they got so much going for them right now. I think they're one of the hottest factions they got in either NXT or WWE. So I go with Undisputed Era.
Yeah, clearly, Kyle, you got to watch NXT because you're missing out on, like he said, one of the greatest matches I've seen all year was Mustache Mountain Undisputed Era. I don't remember how long ago it was, but I remember watching that. And then the one in the UK was fantastic as well. I'm a huge Undisputed Era fan, and I'm gonna stick with them here. But they're so hot right now. I could see a call-up soon for the whole faction, but maybe not yet. Because I also don't want to see him get ruined on the main roster at the same time. So I'm taking Undisputed Era.
And I do have Jared Giles picks. Like I said earlier, Jared was unable to attend and make it today. He's got O'Reilly and Strong, so obviously he's going with the Undisputed Era. But guess what? I'm going to be the lone wolf here. I'm going with Mustache Mountain to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. I'm going to root for this team called Mustache Mountain. So yes, I'm going with Mustache Mountain to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. The next match on the card, EC3 versus Velveteen Dream. Marc Dykton, who do you like winning this match?
Yeah, another good build to this one. I like the way it started because it was pretty innocent when it started. Velveteen Dream abandoning EC3 in tag team match, and that's how that whole rivalry started. They've had a good build throughout, and I'm going to go with EC3. I think he's newer to the roster, and he could use the win. Velveteen Dream has been established. We know he can go in the ring, but I think it's EC3's time to shine.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
He is the top 1% EC3.
Victory after victory after victory after victory. Sorry, go ahead.
After victory, EC3, I mean, like Mark said, Velveteen Dream is established. We know how good he is. We know what he's capable of. EC3 needs this win, in my opinion. I honestly think he does because, I mean, what has he had a marquee win yet? Honestly. He wasn't on the last TakeOver, was he?
No, he was not.
So he needs this win. He needs some momentum coming out of a pay-per-view in a sense. So I'm taking EC3.
Jared Giles is going with Velveteen Dream. I am looking forward to Velveteen Dream's attire more than anything because at the last NXT, he donned Hulk Hogan's ring gear, which was kind of cool. So I'm really curious to see what kind of ring attire Velveteen Dream will be wearing. Now, with that being said, I'm going with EC3. I think Kurt nailed it on the head. EC3 needs this win more than Velveteen Dream, and when he gets it, he'll get the victory after victory after victory. Anyways, moving on. NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler putting her title on the line versus Kairi Sane. Marc Dykton, will we see a new champ?
Not in this match, I don't think. I like Kairi Sane a lot. She's got the best elbow drop since Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh,
and she can go in the ring. But I think you got to keep it on Shayna Baszler. You need to keep her red hot, and she's obviously the most dominant female in NXT right now. And I think if you keep it on her, it builds that. It builds the importance of the women's championship. So then when someone does take her down, it's a big deal. And I just think she's just running through the division right now, and it'll continue on Saturday night.
That he nailed it on the head. I mean, I like Kairi Sane, but I don't think she's going to be the one to take the title off Shayna Baszler here. It's going to be her. She's going to hold it for a while, too.
I want to go Shayna Baszler just for the fact that I've got a feeling that she's going to be getting called up to the main roster here pretty soon. And with that being said, well, first of all, Jared Giles is going with Kairi Sane. At JC Giles on Twitter, by the way, in case you want to follow him. Jared's got Kairi Sane, and like I was just getting to, I also agree with Jared. I think Kairi Sane is going to be the one, Kurt Gearlds Jr. She will be the one to defeat Shayna Baszler to become the new NXT Women's Champion.
You might be right. I would say if that does happen, that's a big sign to me that Shayna Baszler is going to the main roster to join her friend Ronda Rousey.
Absolutely.
See, I think Baszler will win because they've already planted the seeds and they already had a match, but I think her next opponent is going to be Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae, and that's who's going to take the title from Baszler. Is Candice LeRae.
I just want to see that sweet elbow that Kairi Sane delivers, and I want to see her hit it and then win. So that's how I'm predicting this match ending, mainly because that's really what I want to see happen. The next match is NXT North American Champion Adam Cole, baby, versus Ricochet. This match right here, out of all the matches this upcoming weekend, this one might be the best. Yeah, I said it. This one might be the best match the entire weekend. Marc Dykton, who do you see winning this one?
Yeah, I agree. That I have that match circled on my paper as possibly show stealer of not only NXT TakeOver, but the entire SummerSlam weekend. These guys can both go in the ring. I think they're going to tear the house down. It may be match of the night, but we could have like all 5 of these could be match of the night for all I know. But I'm going with, I love Ricochet and everything like that, but I'm going Undisputed Era, and I'm going with Adam Cole, baby! And I think he's going to retain his North American Championship.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
My 2 favorite people in NXT, Ricochet and Adam Cole. I've been riding with Adam Cole since he came to NXT. This match is going to steal the show. It's going to steal NXT. It's going to steal Saturday, and it's going to steal Sunday. Hands
I'm
down.
glad I'm not alone.
You are not alone on this. The athleticism that's going to be at play, the charisma that Adam Cole, it's going to be insane. It's going to be awesome. But that being said, I think Ricochet is going to take the NXT North American Championship here, and I love Undisputed Era. Somebody's going up here. And I know I've said it almost all my predictions. I think Adam Cole is going up here. He appeared at the Royal Rumble. It feels like it's time for him to go. And I don't know where he'll go, Raw or SmackDown, either way. I hope they don't mess him up, but he's got the potential to be the guy. No offense, Roman Reigns. He will be the guy one day.
Jared Giles has Ricochet also winning this match and becoming the new NXT North American Champion. And guess what? I'm going to agree with you, Kurt, and with Jared. So sorry, Mark, you're the only one here that has
That's
Adam
okay.
Cole, baby, winning. Because here's my theory. I'm going to add on to what Kurt was saying. If you guys didn't know, I picked Mustache Mountain earlier because of their name. I really like Mustache Mountain. So that means Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, who's also a part of the Undisputed Era, they dropped the tag team titles. Okay. So now I've got Ricochet becoming the new NXT North American Champion because Adam Cole, baby, has no business being in NXT anymore.
It's true.
So with that being said, I think that we're going to get an Undisputed Era call-up. All 4 of them. All 4 of them are going to get called up. Like I don't know where they're going to go, whether it be Raw, whether it be SmackDown, but they're going to make a splash and an impact no matter where they go. So I've got Ricochet, who, by the way, is probably the most athletically gifted wrestler in the entire world. And this match, I got goosebumps just talking about it. I like Ricochet to become the new NXT North American Champion. And that takes us to our main event for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn Part 4. It's a last man standing match. It was supposed to be a triple threat match, but something happened to Aleister Black. We'll get to that in just a second. NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. Marc Dykton, go!
These matches between them, I mean, it's just been solid all the way around with these 2 guys. They've just built this feud for like over a year now, and they've just torn it down every single time. This is another candidate for match of the night and match of the weekend. I'm going with Johnny Gargano finally climbing the mountain, and he's going to claim the NXT Championship after fighting and clawing his way, all these tough losses, getting his ass kicked. He's going to end the night with the NXT Championship.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Johnny Gargano finally get it, but not yet. I think Tommaso Ciampa is going to hold on, and I think this feud's not over. I think Aleister Black will come back. They will have their triple threat match. Johnny Gargano will win the triple threat match when it comes around, and Tommaso Ciampa will be like, "You couldn't beat me one-on-one." And that will continue the feud, but then I think Johnny will have a run in NXT with the title for a while, but not yet. It's Ciampa. That's my pick.
Jared agrees with Kurt Gearlds Jr. He's got Ciampa retaining the NXT title. I'm going to even the score. I'm going to go with Marc Dykton. I think Johnny Gargano is going to defeat Tommaso Ciampa and win the NXT title. And here's the thing, fellas, good brothers. I think that it was Gargano that attacked Aleister Black so he could get a one-on-one last man standing match with Ciampa. He didn't want Black involved in this, so I think he's the one that secretly attacked Aleister Black. That's why Aleister Black is out with the groin injury. Gargano wants Ciampa all to himself one last time. Gargano is the last man standing, closes out the show, your new NXT champion.
It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation.
WWE SummerSlam live this Sunday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. This is Sweet Sensation by Florida.
I got the wild ones, do what I ones, even shy ones. Up 1, 2, get to the middle and throw it back to me. Nobody do it like you do that for me.
Now, before we dive into our good brothers SummerSlam predictions, I want to know from you guys, who is the greatest SummerSlam performer of all time? Marc Dykton, lead us off, brother. Who do you think is the greatest SummerSlam performer of all time?
All right, I did some research on this one, and he's one of my favorites of all time, one of the greatest heels in the business.
He's a heel!
And that is the Rated R superstar Edge. Some stats for you. He's got 8 wins, 2 losses. He had 4 title matches, and he main evented 3 times. He participated in the first ever TLC match, and he was a part of the best, in my opinion, the best Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker. And he defeated the likes of Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, Batista, and Matt Hardy. Edge is my selection for greatest SummerSlam performer.
Edge, great choice. Kurt Gearlds Jr., who do you think is the greatest SummerSlam performer of all time?
Marc Dykton's coming at you with statistics and facts. I'm coming at you from a personal perspective. The Rock will always be one of my favorites, and I'm taking him. The fact that some of my favorite matches come from him at SummerSlam 1998. I watched it back on the WWE Network. Him and Triple H, ladders, steel chairs. They were just going at it, in which Triple H did win, but I will always remember that match. And then back-to-back years, 2001 and 2002. 2001, he battled Booker T for the WCW title. He did win. And then the next year, he put over the Beast, Brock Lesnar, in 2002. And that's what started the big run for the Beast. So, The Rock, the People's Champ, is my pick.
I smell what you're cooking, Kurt Gearlds Jr. Now, Jared Giles agrees with yours truly. We both think that Bret the Hitman Hart is the greatest SummerSlam performer of all time. And I've got some stats right here in front of me. Bret Hart is 7-4 at SummerSlam. And I already touched on this earlier in the podcast when we were tributing Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Bret won the tag team titles with Jim the Anvil Neidhart at SummerSlam 1990. The following year at 1991 SummerSlam, he defeated Mr. Perfect via sharpshooter to become the new Intercontinental Champion. But then next year in London, England, at Wembley Stadium, he dropped it to his brother-in-law, the British Bulldog, in what I think is arguably the greatest match in SummerSlam history. But as far as greatest SummerSlam performers go, Bret the Hitman Hart is my pick. It is now time for the Good Brothers to reveal our SummerSlam predictions, and let's go to the kickoff show. Raw Tag Team Champions, the B Team versus the Revival. Marc Dykton, who do you like winning this one?
Oh, God. I want the Revival to win so bad. I am sick of the B Team. They were cute at first, but they got the titles like a month too late, and it's just, I'm over it. They have too many tag teams that have potential that they just aren't using on both Raw and SmackDown. I want a legit tag team to hold on to the Raw tag team titles. I want the Revival to finally return to dominance like they did in NXT and get a push, because the B Team, I mean, does anybody care? I don't.
Kurt Gearlds Jr., do you care?
I do, but I don't want them to win. I'm happy if they win. Okay, cool. It carries on. But the Revival need this. They need this. How irrelevant have they been since they came up from NXT? They were supposed to be the guys, make the splash. They haven't had anything. This is the time. This is the Revival. They're going to get the titles, and they're going to help the tag division. It's going to help the tag division tremendously. Whoever they have matches with is going to help. So, me and Marc Dykton, we're on the same team here. What do you got?
Well, I'll get to my pick in just a second, but Jared Giles is against you both. He's going with the B team to retain the Raw Tag Team titles. Now back to my pick. I agree with you both, Marc Dykton and Kurt Gearlds Jr. I think it is time for the top guys to win the tag team titles. The Revival will win. And I tweeted at, I think it was either Dash or Dawson. I can't remember. I get them mixed up sometimes. But I tweeted at one of the two Revival members, and I said, it would be really cool this Sunday at SummerSlam if you guys wore pink and black, kind of Heart Foundation, not exactly what Brett and Anvil wore back in the day, but something inspired by the Heart Foundation, a little pink and black. And I did notice this past Monday night on Raw, they did the Heart Attack, which was really cool. So I agree with you both. Not you, Jared. Sorry, bro. The Revival are your new Raw Tag Team champions. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade, Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega. This is the second kickoff match. Marc Dykton, who do you like winning this one?
I like Rusev Day a lot. I like Lana Day a lot.
Yeah, me too.
But I think the hot hand is with Andrade, Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega. Rusev Day, they're finally WWE, as they do, jumping on board. Not that Rusev Day is completely dead, but they missed when it was at the peak, and now it's starting to come down a little bit. And I think Cien and Vega will get the W.
Kurt,
man, Rusev, when's it? You know, like I feel so bad for him. Mm-hmm. You pointed out the peak. He was at the peak a couple months ago.
Yep.
He should have won the title from AJ, honestly, but he should have got that chance before then. They've lost to Andrade, singles matches, back and forth. They've both lost. So because of that, I'm going to pick Rusev and Lana here. I don't think Aiden English messes up this time. I don't think he even comes out. I think this is going to be straight up. Rusev and Lana get the win, and we're going to have a wonderful Rusev Day this Sunday.
Jared Giles has Rusev Day. Thank you. Kind of. Jared has Rusev and Lana winning this match. However, I'm going with Marc Dykton. I think Almas and Vega win this match because Aiden English interferes and costs Rusev Day this match. Thus, Rusev breaking up with Aiden English, and then they feud over the love of Lana. I think we're going to get a triangle love story here. I think that Aiden English is in love with Lana, and we're going to have ourselves a little, right? We're going to have ourselves a little love triangle. So in order for that to happen, Almas and Vega need to win, and that's exactly what I have happening at SummerSlam on the kickoff show. And the last kickoff match is for the WWE Cruiserweight title. Cedric Alexander, the champion, defends his title against Drew Gulak. Marc Dykton, will there be a new champion?
I don't think so. It's nice to see the Cruiserweights back on pay-per-view. That's a nice surprise. It's been a while. But I think they're going to keep it on Cedric Alexander. The Cruiserweight division in 205 Live has got exponentially better since for a while now. It's been really good matches that they've strung together. They've actually had let them loose a little more, let them do their move sets that they're acquired with. So I think this could definitely be the best match of the kickoff show at least. And but I'm going to stick with Cedric Alexander to retain.
What about you, Kurt Gearlds Jr.? Will we have a new champ?
I actually went back and forth on this one because Cedric's done a fantastic job as the Cruiserweight champion since he won it at, when was that? He won it at Mania, correct? Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, he won it at Mania, and he's done fantastic ever since. So that makes me feel like it might be time for some new blood to hold the title. Not saying Cedric's out of the picture altogether, but I think as of right now, We're going to change it up a little bit, give Gulak a run with it, and then Cedric may win it back, but it's time to change things up a little bit with the Cruiserweight division.
Jared Giles agrees with Marc Dykton. He's got Cedric Alexander retaining the Cruiserweight title. However, I agree with Kurt Gearlds Jr. I think that we're going to have ourselves a new Cruiserweight champion. Drew Gulak is going to leave Brooklyn, your new king of 205 Live. Now, let's get to the moment that we've all been waiting for. Elias is going to perform his greatest song at SummerSlam. What does that mean, guys? What does that mean?
Probably a song off his album, I would guess. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Greatest song.
I'm going to assume we'll hear a little bit of it, and then Bobby Lashley's going to come out and ruin it.
Yeah, Bobby
Right.
Lashley is not booked on this card, so I could definitely see
Jerk.
Lashley getting involved, possibly smashing a guitar over Elias's head. That poor dude on Monday Night Raw tried that with Bobby Lashley. It didn't go so well with him. What was his name? Ricky Roberts?
Something like that, yeah.
Dead is what his name is now. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that Elias will be performing his greatest song at SummerSlam. Anyways, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers. Well, they're taking on the New Day. Marc Dykton, who do you like winning this one?
I feel like the Bludgeon Brothers' time with the tag titles has gone. Much like the B Team, although it's been a much slower burn for the Bludgeon Brothers, but have they lost? I don't think they've lost a match yet still.
No,
they've been
Bludgeon Brothers have been perfect since they got
repackaged. Yeah.
Since they debuted on SmackDown Live.
And I like what they do, but I also think that, they've had it for a long enough time, and it hasn't exactly elevated the titles. And the New Day are still one of the hottest acts in WWE, so I think it's time that the New Day get the titles back, and then we can start seeing again some more opportunities for other teams in SmackDown to get a chance.
Kurt.
This was hard because the Bludgeon Brothers have been so dominant, but I am going to go with the New Day here. I think it's just they're hot. It's their time again, and I think the difference between the New Day and Bludgeon Brothers, as Mark pointed out, the Bludgeon Brothers just overpower any tag team, right? Like, whereas the New Day put on excellent matches. I mean, I would love to see the New Day and Usos rivalry heat back up. That was one of my favorite of all time last year. So I'm going to pick the New Day. Kyle, what you got?
Well, first and foremost, Jared Giles agrees with you, Kurt. He's got the New Day, and guess what? I'm going with the New Day as well because we need a change. And the Bludgeon Brothers, it's already gone stale.
Yeah, it was stale.
It's already gone stale. So give the New Day one more run with the tag team titles, and then for the love of God, please split them up and put Big E in the WWE main event title picture. Big E needs that WWE title because Big E rocks. Big E rocks. Anyways,
I don't know about that. I don't know about Big E. I'm okay if that happens, but I would rather see Kofi Kingston in that situation.
I mean, Kofi's definitely long overdue. By the way, Kofi he tweeted back at me the other night.
I saw that.
Yeah, we took a pic. It was Kofi's birthday the other day, and back in the day, 2012, I met Kofi Kingston. I look a lot different. Kofi hasn't aged a day. No. So I think that the New Day will become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That takes us to our next match, Finn Balor versus Constable Baron Corbin. Marc Dykton, do you like this feud? Does it in here
not at all. No, I hate this feud. I don't like this feud. I think it's terrible for Finn Balor. I think it's really sad that he's been reduced to this since he won the Universal Championship. This feud is terrible. I hate that it's all about height, apparently. Like, that's a dumb reason to have a feud. I want Finn Balor to go back to the Demon. I want that to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen at Sunday.
It's not the type of
environment. But I just want him to win, get back in the title picture for the love of God, and end this stupid feud with Baron Corbin. He's just been completely hamstrung in this feud, and I just want it to end. For the love of God, please let it end on Sunday. Finn Balor, win. Please.
Kurt?
I agree, man. I mean, this is just, it's boring almost. Like, I'm going to take Finn Balor, and you're right. We're not going to see the Demon because this isn't the kind of match where he'll show up in. And it's been 2 years, right, since Finn Balor won the Universal Championship and then had to give it up. And I feel like he deserves it. And maybe not the Universal Championship, maybe an Intercontinental title, something. He needs to be in some sort of mix, not wrestling Baron Corbin.
Over height. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm taking Finn Balor.
Jared Giles agrees with you both. He is also taking Finn Balor, and I'm going to make it a clean sweep. Finn Balor will win this match. He will overcome the height differential. How do we pronounce that word?
When John Madden there for
you got Baron Corbin, who's just Baron Corbin's kind of this big guy, and Finn Balor's not a big guy, and normally on the football field, the bigger you are, the harder you hit. But I think that the Finn Balor is gonna, he's gonna do that thing where he kicks you and you go flying into the turnbuckle, and then he's gonna do the coup de grace or whatever, coup de grace. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't speak French, but anyways. I got a Finn Balor. Boom! Finn Balor. Yeah, so I'm going with
that was good.
Finn Balor is going to win this match, and like Marc Dykton said, I really hope that this is the end of that feud, and Finn can move on to bigger and better things. United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura, he's putting the U.S. title on the line against Jeff Hardy. Will we have a new U.S. champ, Marc Dykton?
No, I don't think so. There's been a lot of stuff going on with Jeff Hardy lately. Like, I heard like a month and a half ago that he was supposedly going under surgery, and he's still wrestling every week. So I guess he's okay. But
it's hard to tell with Hardy, man. You never know when he's healthy. You never know when he's hurt. The dude battles through everything.
Well, it looked like he was getting run off TV when Orton attacked him and almost ripped his ear off, but then he's still been on the last like 3.5 weeks. But speaking of Orton, he's not on the card, which makes me think that he's going to play a role in it, and I think Nakamura wins maybe a little dirty because of some Orton shenanigans, but Nakamura will retain.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
There's no shot that Jeff Hardy walks away here. It's just they're not going to take it off Nakamura. You can't take it off him yet. And I agree. If you guys watched SmackDown Live, his match with Shelton Benjamin, Jeff Hardy didn't look right. He looked like he was in some pain. So I'm going to take Shinsuke. I do agree Randy Orton's going to have to make some sort of appearance because he's not in the card, and it's Randy freaking Orton. So he'll be there. Something may come into play, but Shinsuke will walk out still United States champion.
Jared Giles also has Nakamura retaining the U.S. title, as do I. We're making this a clean sweep, back-to-back. Nakamura will leave Brooklyn still the U.S. champion. Now here, I want Nakamura to do this. Face paint. I want him to come out wearing face paint, totally playing mind games with Jeff Hardy. That'd be really cool. It's probably not going to happen, but if it does, you heard it here first on WellsMania Podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in to episode 5. I've got two good brothers, Marc Dykton and Kurt Gearlds Jr., joining me live in studio. Marc Dykton, where can people find you on Twitter?
At Marc Dykton, MarcDykton. I'm on Twitter there, so give me a follow. I'll follow you back.
And Kurt Gearlds Jr.?
You can follow my personal Twitter, KGearlds23. That's a KGEARLDS 23. Or you can follow my work Twitter, producer Kurt, KurtG_WIBC.
And you can also follow Jared Giles on Twitter at JCGiles. And you already know you can follow me at WellsMania. Now, this next match, I think, is the main event. It's Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. And this match has been a long time coming. 8 years, to be exact. We all know this past Monday night, we got a little history lesson from The Miz.
Which is one of the greatest video packages I ever watched.
Yeah, WWE does a phenomenal job with their video packages, and they didn't let us down.
No.
Giving us the timeline back in, NXT when it kind of first just arrived on the scene before it became what it is that we see today. And you had, of course, Daniel Bryan was the rookie and The Miz was the pro. And then it turned into this, little feud that they've been having. And then Daniel Bryan had his kid first. And then The Miz had his kid second. And then Daniel Bryan went away because we all thought he, was never going to wrestle again. So then The Miz capitalized on that and started talking all this trash. And then Daniel Bryan gets cleared. And then finally, we get the match that we've been waiting for. I wanted it to happen at WrestleMania, but it didn't. It's okay because we're getting it at SummerSlam. Marc Dykton, will this match live up to the hype? And who do you got winning?
Yes, it will live up to the hype.
Wait. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It will live up to the hype. It's been, like I said, one of the best video packages WWE has done. It was really cool to see just how long ago it's been going on. I think they will definitely do this right. And I think this match is going to be the first of many matches that they have. I don't think it ends in SummerSlam. I think this is going to be kind of like a Gargano-Ciampa thing, where this is going to go for a few months. This might even carry all the way over to SummerSlam. Not saying that they're going to fight each other all the time, but they're going to have a series of matches that's going to lead up, and maybe a title will be on the line further down the road. I have Daniel Bryan winning. I think so far his return since he came out of retirement has been a little lackluster, and that's not his fault. That's the way WWE has booked him with the big cast matchups and the weird tag match at WrestleMania and whatnot. So I think a big match would be to get over his arch rival, The Miz, and The Miz obviously will be fuming at that point, and then this will be the beginning of a long series of matches, and a great feud will continue to go out through the entire month. So I'm looking forward to it. This isn't a candidate for the match of the weekend, but Daniel Bryan will get his victory over The Miz. 8 years in the making.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
8 years. It's been 8 years, and if you stop and think about it, it kind of went away obviously when Bryan retired, but then the thing that got me reinterested in, I think, like all of us, was that Talking Smack episode, and they've had that in that amazing video package.
What a shoot!
That it was, and that was one of the. I was like, this is awesome. Like, Daniel Bryan has to come back now because he has to punch him in the face. So. Now, I was going over all this in my head, trying to figure out, Marc is so right. This isn't over. It can't be over. Though, this Sunday at SummerSlam, the first win will go to The Miz. The Miz will win. Now, I agree. As eventually down the line, it's going to be for a title, because I think one of these two that's in this match right here we go, early prediction, ready? One of these two that's in this match is going to be your Royal Rumble winner. Royal Rumble winner. That's a tongue twister, isn't it, guys? Royal Rumble winner of 2019 will be either The Miz or Daniel Bryan. Not sure yet, because we'll get to that point. And then there'll be a title match between these two at WrestleMania.
We'll have a Good Brothers Royal Rumble preview show next January.
Of course.
A little early.
But I get where you're going with that. Jared Giles has The Miz, so he agrees with you. And guess what? I also agree with you and Jared. Awesome! The Miz will come to play. Mm-hmm. I agree with Marc Dykton, though. This is going to be a series of matches to follow SummerSlam. This is not the end of the Daniel Bryan-Miz feud. Oh, we've only just begun. But in order for this feud to kind of be, more heat, I think that The Miz has to win this match, because everyone's going to expect Daniel Bryan to win. But The Miz has to win this match.
He's got to win, and when he does win, just get ready for the talk and the talk and the talk. And that's what will add more fuel to the fire and make it even better down the road.
And bonus points if Alex Riley or Damian Sandow show up.
Serious?
Yeah, one of those two guys, if they show up and help The Miz win, I will mark out like crazy.
Marie's going to be there Sunday, or is she going to be taking care of the kid?
She's taking care of Monroe. So? Yeah, definitely.
Maybe the baby will be there too.
The real baby this time. But yeah, I'm going with The Miz to get the 1-0 series lead over Daniel Bryan. And that takes us to the next match. It is the Triple Threat SmackDown Women's title. It's on the line. Carmella is the champion. She's going up against Charlotte Flair. Woo! Friend of the WellsMania podcast, as you heard with the amazing liner at the very beginning of episode 5. Thank you, Charlotte Flair, as always. And of course, Becky Lynch is the third woman that is in this match. Carmella versus Charlotte versus Becky. Marc Dykton. Calm yourself over there, man.
I know.
I know. When I said Carmella, you almost jumped out of your chair.
I started moonwalking. But
which was a nice visual.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could moonwalk.
well, the problem is too. I met Charlotte. She was very nice. She loved my shirt, which I'm currently wearing, and Charlotte Flair approved of her father. So
we were actually on her Instagram story.
Yeah,
I just want to point that out.
we had
Me
a
and Marc.
bond. We're still friends, and yeah, I think this is going to be a good match. I think I picked Becky Lynch to win. And that's because I think she's been severely underutilized since she won the SmackDown title originally. And Charlotte, she's established. She doesn't need the title currently. Carmella's had the title for a while. I love Carmella, but I think she could use a little bit of a change, and she can whine and complain or something. And maybe we get another James Ellsworth sighting or some shenanigans or something. But I'm going to go against my gut, and I'm going to say Becky Lynch because there was a possible spoiler here in Indy about SmackDown Live coming in October, and they said one of the co-main event dark matches was Asuka versus Carmella for the Women's Championship. So that got me thinking, maybe Carmella's going to hang on to it till SummerSlam. I'm going against my gut. I'm taking Becky Lynch, though.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.
Mella is money, but not on Sunday. Sadly, I love Carmella. Marc Dykton loves her a little more than me. But
Sir.
Marc Dykton loves Carmella.
she's fantastic, and the promo was great between them. I thought, you called her a diva. She is a diva. Look at her. She's fantastic, but she's not going to walk out with that title on Sunday. I think it's going to be Becky Lynch. I think it's finally time for her to get another shot here. It's going to set up a feud with her and Charlotte, and that's something I'm really looking forward to because those two can tear down the house. And we have, maybe you guys can help me here. When is the All Women's pay-per-view again?
October.
Becky will hold it till then, and that's when her and Charlotte
October
will go at it.
27th, the first ever All Women's pay-per-view Evolution.
Yeah, I'm going Becky. Becky will take it this Sunday. She'll keep it. Her and Charlotte will be feuding, and come then, that's when those two will go head-to-head.
That's what I'd like to see.
Jared Giles has, Charlotte Flair winning this match, and I do too, because the reason why I'm going with Charlotte Flair is because she's not even supposed to be in this match. This was supposed to be a one-on-one. Supposed to be Becky versus Carmella. And then Charlotte won her match past SmackDown Live to earn this opportunity to join this match, making it a triple threat. So with that being said, I would love for Becky Lynch to win, but Charlotte Flair is going to win, and we're going to see a heel turn from Becky Lynch. Not necessarily at SummerSlam, but she's not going to be happy at all that Charlotte made her way into this match, wins the match, and then goes on and reigns as the champion for a while, probably for a few months, because I think Becky's ultimately going to win the title at Evolution. That's where I see Becky Lynch becoming the new women's champion. But in order for that to happen, Charlotte Flair wins at SummerSlam. So that's what I have happening. And that takes us to the next title on the line. It is the Intercontinental title. Dolph Ziggler, the champion, versus Seth Rollins. Of course, Drew McIntyre will be in Dolph's corner. And a returning Dean Ambrose will be in Seth Rollins' corner. Marc Dykton, who do you like winning this match?
Well, first off, Dean Ambrose, my God, that guy has been doing some shoulder lifts. He was jacked on Monday.
And the haircut.
Yeah.
It's just like he's straight out of prison, honestly.
Yeah,
right?
he looks crazy right
He's
now.
on that Triple H workout plan.
Yeah, and he gets to go home to Renee Young, so not a bad trade-off. But
first of all, congratulations to Renee Young.
Yeah.
She was the first ever woman to broadcast the full Monday Night Raw show this past Monday night. So congratulations to Renee Young. Just another awesome step in the right direction of the women's evolution. Marc Dykton, sorry, I
you're
didn't
good.
mean to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
she killed it. She hopefully will be the lead announcer during
I think
Evolution.
that's
I hope
what
so.
we
I
get.
hope that's what that's
That's
building up to. And I wouldn't mind if she replaced Jonathan Coachman on Raw, to be quite honest. But yeah, going back to the match itself, these guys have already had a couple of good matches, and I think Dolph Ziggler is going to keep the title because Dean Ambrose is going to turn on his former Shield brother, Seth Rollins, and that is going to set up a long feud as well. And yeah, Dean Ambrose going heel, costing his buddy the IC title.
I'm going to piggyback off you there and just go ahead and say I've been going back and forth on this. you're probably right, because Rollins and Ambrose can have a feud without the title. They'll be good without it. But I think Seth Rollins is going to win the title. And then I think Dean Ambrose will still turn on him, and they'll start a feud for the title. And here's my other part of it. Ziggler and McIntyre will challenge the new tag team champions, the Revival, and they'll start a feud there and get their tag team run started. So I'm going with Rollins. Ambrose, heel turn. Good rivalry coming.
Jared Giles has Seth Rollins becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. Now back to me. I think that Drew McIntyre is going to turn on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph planted some seeds. Some very interesting words were said from Dolph Ziggler, saying that nobody has ever had his back the way that Drew McIntyre has it. And that just kind of like, it's been floating in my mind. Drew McIntyre's totally going to turn on Dolph Ziggler. I don't know how it's going to happen, but Drew's destined for bigger and better things. He needs to drop Dolph Ziggler. And with that being said, Dolph Ziggler will drop the IC title. Seth Rollins will become the new Intercontinental Champion. And yes, all the signs are pointing towards the lunatic fringe with his new bushwhacker look turning on Seth, but I think it's too obvious. I'm not going with it. I think that we're going to get a swerve, and Drew McIntyre will be the one that pretty much ends the friendship with Dolph Ziggler and goes on a solo run. I've got Seth Rollins beating Dolph Ziggler to become the new Intercontinental Champion. That takes us to Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman, Mr. Money in the Bank, putting the briefcase on the line, because if Kevin Owens wins, he will become the new holder of the briefcase. Is that going to happen, Marc Dykton?
No. I don't think so. This is getting close to the Balor-Corbin feud where I want it to end. I like both guys a lot, but I just think this feud has been drawn out a bit too long. I don't see them taking the briefcase off Strowman. Kevin Owens already has a win, technically, over Braun Strowman, even though he had to take a 20-foot dive.
I was going to say, when he got launched off of that cage.
So, and Kevin Owens, I think he needs to get back to his NXT roots, where he was a angry guy. Now he's kind of being like a coward, which is good for a heel, but it doesn't really fit his repertoire. So I have Strowman winning, and maybe not the only time he gets a win on Sunday night.
Kurt Gearlds Jr. Add on to the suspense.
Strowman's got to win, right? But he won't.
Uh-oh.
I'm going with Kevin Owens here, because I think Kevin Owens can do more with the briefcase than Strowman can. He's just a better. He's a heel, and he'll return to that.
He's a heel.
He'll return to his angry, like you were pointing out. I just want to be different here. I feel like everybody's looking at Strowman, and I think Owens with the briefcase can be more heelish, more just the person that he should be with it. And I don't think it's getting cashed in Sunday night. So I'm going with Kevin Owens.
Jared Giles also has Kevin Owens winning this match. And he's got another Kevin Owens prediction for later. Just like Marc Dykton has another Braun Strowman prediction for later. I think that Braun Strowman will beat Kevin Owens. He'll keep the Money in the Bank briefcase. Moving on to the next match. The Raw Women's title is on the line. Alexa Bliss versus Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Are we going to have ourselves a new Raw Women's champion? Is Ronda Rousey going to beat Alexa Bliss? Marc Dykton?
Yes, I think she is going to, because I don't think WWE is going to give her first loss so quickly. She got a little, DQ finish before and all that, but I don't think they're going to give her a straight loss right out of the gate. Like, she's been here for 5 matches total, maybe? So I don't see that happening. Alexa Bliss is being the regular heel, where she's being a little bit of a coward, trying to get out of things.
She's a heel.
I think her luck runs out. I do think there will be some shenanigans, though, by either Mickie James or Alicia Fox or both, but that'll just be Rousey overcoming the odds. And I kind of hope that Natalya is in her corner. I think that would be pretty cool, especially since Rousey gave a shout-out to Jim the Anvil Neidhart on Raw. We'll see, but I think that would be a good moment to see Rousey raise the Raw Women's Championship at the end of the night and really put some shine on the title and get some national coverage.
Kurt, do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
I disagree. I think Bliss holds on.
Now, are you saying that because you're in love with Alexa Bliss and she listens to the WellsMania podcast? So I get it. If you want to pick her because you don't want to make her mad.
She is the love of my life, and we'll talk about it later. But that's not my reason I'm actually picking Alexa here. I don't think they care about giving Rousey a loss on pay-per-view, and I do think Bliss's ring work is a little underrated. Hopefully she brings her best here. Why I say I think they're going to stretch this out a little more, and they're going to let Ronda take the title at the first all-women's pay-per-view. That's what I honestly think, just because that'll be the big spotlight, and then you put your biggest woman star besides Charlotte Flair there. That moment, you get Ronda in this historic moment instead of at SummerSlam. So I'm going with Bliss.
Jared Giles is going with Ronda Rousey, as am I. I think sorry, Kurt, you're the only one here that's picking Alexa Bliss. I agree with Jared and Marc Dykton. Ronda Rousey will become the new Raw Women's Champion, and I like the whole idea of Natalya coming back and celebrating this moment. And I would also think, I said this earlier with the revival, but I think it would also be pretty cool if Ronda wore pink and black inspired ring gear honoring Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and
trade out the Rowdy Piper jacket for a Neidhart jacket.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, I love when wrestlers of today honor wrestlers of yesterday. Mm-hmm. It just makes me smile that they appreciate the path that was paved for them, especially Ronda in the women's division. Natalya has paved that path for her friend Ronda, and I think that it's going to finally pay off, and Rousey's going to be the new Raw Women's Champion. That takes us to WWE Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Is AJ's run as the champ that runs the camp finally going to end? Is Joe going to kill AJ Styles? What's going to happen, Marc Dykton?
Samoa Joe will be your new WWE champion on Sunday. I feel it happening. AJ Styles has been a phenomenal champion, but he needs to start chasing the title. He's done a great job with it. He's made it a big deal, unlike the Universal title, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But he's been a fighting champion. He's made it important. But I think it's time that he actually loses the title and actually runs into a brick wall, and that brick wall is named Samoa Joe. It would be huge for Samoa Joe to win. He's been kind of, just waiting in the water for a little bit since he's come up from the NXT. It would be humongous for him to knock off AJ Styles, get the rub on Samoa Joe, have him and AJ put together a few matches together, and I think it'll be great. I have Samoa Joe beating the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Kurt Gearlds Jr., who do you got?
I've learned to never pick against AJ Styles. I mean, honestly, I'm taking AJ on it. He's got one of the longest runs with the title in WWE history. Actually eclipsed JBL this past week for the longest WWE title run in SmackDown history. So I think Joe will actually get the title eventually, because you're right. AJ's got to lose it eventually, and he's done a phenomenal job. But
pun intended.
But not yet. Just because I love AJ, he's the best in the business, hands down, in my opinion. So I'm going to take AJ. Joe will get it eventually. What you got, Kyle?
Well, first, Jared Giles has AJ also retaining the WWE title, as do I. I think AJ Styles is going to keep it 281 plus days as the WWE champion. That is AJ's reign. And I don't see it ending at SummerSlam, although I do see it being a phenomenal match, and it's going to be a brutal physical one, too, because that is Samoa Joe. But Samoa Joe did something that you never want to do heading into a match with the champ. You don't cross the line by bringing family involved. When you cross the line and you bring somebody's family involved, it just makes the champ want to destroy you and retain the title. And I think that that's exactly the fire and the igniting momentum that AJ's going to use to defeat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe shouldn't have put his foot in his mouth. Yes, Marc Dykton.
Yes, I wanted to bring this up though. I think that letter that he gave on SmackDown is going to be used again, because in the audience during the match will be AJ Styles' wife and kids. He will lose because he'll be distracted. Samoa Joe will put him in the coquina clutch.
Put his family in the coquina clutch?
Put AJ Styles in the coquina clutch.
AJ.
And then the reason why Samoa Joe is such a great heel, he will be in AJ Styles' head. AJ will begin to question his commitment to his family and all that, and that will begin or continue their feud. So I think that's what's going to happen.
That's some twisted, dark family stuff right there.
It's going to happen.
Well, we will find out this Sunday night. And that now takes us to the main event. WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar will actually be defending the title against Roman Reigns, the big dog. And I can already hear your hipster boos from here. Marc Dykton, speaking of hipster boos, you're like the leader of them. Who do you got winning this match?
For the love of God, just get it over with and give it to Roman Reigns. I don't want him to have the title, but fourth time's the charm, I guess. Like, he's the only one apparently that can wrestle Brock Lesnar, because he's the only one that gets these random championship opportunities. But, which I still think Bobby Lashley should be in this match, but whatever. Roman Reigns will finally, for the love of God, he will get the title. And they'll get booed out of the building, as he should, because it's a terrible decision by WWE. But I don't think it will last, because Braun will come and cash in.
You weren't finished with Braun.
No. And he will leave the fans in Brooklyn cheering, tears in their eyes, happy, because he will leave SummerSlam as the United States champion, or the Universal Champion, and give the fans what they want. The shortest Universal Championship run by Roman Reigns. Braun Strowman leaves Brooklyn, your Universal Champion.
Kurt Gearlds Jr.?
You know, actually sitting here, I rethought everything.
Oh, wow, okay.
About this match in particular.
Oh, I thought we were going to start over.
Oh, yeah, I might have to take it from the NXT predictions we did. This match is going to, I'm trying to not look at it from a hipster boo whatever type of. I like Roman Reigns. I just feel like he's been pushed down my throat.
Yep.
Hipster fan.
He has, though, and you have to admit that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a physical match.
I think he's earned everything that he's been given. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
It's going to be a physical match. I'm going to ignore that comment. It has been a physical match. It's going to be a physical match, start to finish. I mean, these are two big guys. They're going to tear each other apart. And I said Reigns is going to win. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. Brock Lesnar's gone. He's out of here. He's going to the UFC. But it's not going to last. I said when we talked about the Kevin Owens-Braun Strowman match that it wasn't going to get cashed in, but sitting here thinking about how grueling a match is going to be between these two big guys, Kevin Owens, who I do have winning over Braun Strowman, will come cash it in and become the Universal Champion again. So I'm with Mark. We're going to have the shortest Universal Championship reign going to Roman Reigns?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Roman Reigns winning this match. And as much as I love Roman Reigns and will defend him, well, actually, before I get to my pick, Jared Giles has Roman Reigns winning, but then he has Kevin Owens cashing in and winning the Universal title. So Jared Giles, good brother, has KO, leaving Brooklyn, New York, your new Universal Champion. I disagree with that. Going back to what I was about to say, and I think that one thing is for certain, Brock Lesnar will not be the Universal Champion after Sunday night, whether it be Kevin Owens, whether it be Roman Reigns, whether it be Braun Strowman. One thing I guarantee is Brock Lesnar's time as Universal Champion is finally coming to an end. Now, this is where the fan in me would pick Roman Reigns, but I think that Braun Strowman will cash in during the match throwback to WrestleMania 31 when Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase during Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
That just tells you how much Roman shouldn't have this opportunity.
Well, Roman Reigns, he'll get his later on down the road, but I think in order to capitalize, and I've been saying this all along, Braun Strowman will cash in at SummerSlam and become the new Universal Champion. It's finally going to happen, and that is what I see happening.
Anyone but Roman.
Oh, Lord. But there you have it. Those are the Good Brothers SummerSlam predictions. I want to thank Good Brothers Kurt Gearlds Jr. and Marc Dykton for joining me in studio. Kurt, once again, where can people find you on Twitter?
Follow me on Twitter, KGearlds23. That's KGEARLDS 23. Or follow my work Twitter, KurtG_WIBC.
Marc Dykton?
At Marc Dykton, MarcDykton. Give me a follow. I'll follow you right back. Thank you. It's been fun. Let's do this again, guys.
Absolutely. And you can follow Jared Giles on Twitter at JCGiles. You can also follow me at WellsMania. Hey, enjoy SummerSlam. Take care. Dominate the day.